Unique New York, unique New York, unique New York. The arsonist has webbed feet. Ready? Let's do it. What is up, Watch fam? I am Christian from Theo and Harris, and welcome to this Monday afternoon random surprise live. I am Christian from Theo. I always forget which comes first and which comes next, and sometimes I repeat them. Hey dude, what is up, Christian? Say where you're coming from. I want to shout you guys out. Rolando Zarone just joined. That's my dad. Today we're gonna jump into a couple of topics here. A couple of topics I wanted to talk about, and then I'll answer some of your questions, and we'll have some fun. Only Watch. Only Watch is an auction. It's an auction where companies donate. Patek Philippe, Arnold and Son. You have Lang & Syne. I mean, what else? FP Journe. You've got so many brands. I mean, there are probably dozens of different companies that donate unique watches. Tudor donate unique watches to this auction. They auction it off, and the proceeds go to whatever foundation they're supporting. So every year it is interesting to see what the brands are donating. You know, what are the brands conceptualizing, producing as a unique piece. You know, it's because it's a one-off. And what happens. So, for example, Tudor released a Black Bay bronze, but not. They have the standard is brown. They did a blue for Boucherer, and now they're doing a green for Only Watch. So, you know, Tudor, all due respect, did not put too much, thought into their Only Watch production. That's fine. I still commend Tudor, thank Tudor for donating, a watch. It's a lot of money. I mean, and Patek Philippe does their Patek, which is an extraordinary amount of money. And then these watches sell for a lot of big dollars. The Tudor Black Bay Black was basically released at Only Watch last year, maybe, and the watch sold for something like $500,000 or some crazy number. So the watches really are they do sell for a lot of money, but as far as what the actual donation is, I don't know how they do it legally, but yeah, they're donating a $3,000 watch for argument's sake. But still, it's so commendable. But Patek Philippe, released their watch for Only Watch just the other day. The reference 5208. Essentially, in short, it's a titanium watch. It's 42 millimeters. It's a perpetual calendar. It's a chronograph, and it's a minute repeater. Which is a grand complication, there's no question. But the way it's stylized, and you can see a photo here, doesn't make any sense to me. This doesn't seem to me at all like Patek Philippe. I have deep admiration for brands who respect their own history and what made them famous to begin with. I think that having a look and having a style, and you can deviate and you can branch off, but still that root has to be there. It kind of looks like a leaf. You have the root, but then there are kind of sprouts. But this watch looks nothing to me like the Patek root. Think about the most historic Patek Philippe's. The 96, the 570, the 3700, the 3448, the 1518, 2490, 2499. I mean, all of these watches are refined. I mean, these are formal watches, even with beef, even with automatic movement, still with date sometimes. They're formal, watches. And this watch isn't. It looks more like a relative to Hugh Blow than it does to Patek Philippe. And that to me, it's not only a watch I wouldn't wear, but it's a watch that I fundamentally hate because it represents Patek Philippe's rejection of their own identity. And that infuriates me. As someone who loves roots so much, I hate that watch. So huge props to Patek Philippe and Tudor and FP Journe and everyone who donated to Only Watch. I don't know about the cause. I have to read about it, but I'm sure it's wonderful. I mean, to take from what you have and give to others is something that we should all do more. Of course, it's a layup. So big props. Still, your watch sucks. Sorry. Cartier designs use 1, 2, 3, 4 instead of 1V. Do you know why this is coming from? To my understanding, Cartier and Rolex, and the Rolex Buckley dials and all of the Cartiers, they use incorrect Roman numeral for 4. They just use 1, 2, 3, 4 as opposed to 1V, which would really equal 4. I believe they do this, to the best of my knowledge, for balance, for design and for balance. So that does make sense. It's got a balance at the 8. So that's why they do it. Wristwatch check is done. Nope, let's do a quick wristwatch check. I am wearing a beautiful Rolex Datejust. This watch is actually going to be the centerpiece of this week's In the Metal. This is a reference 1603, but with a very rare black matte dial. For those of you who are not familiar, in the world of Rolex Datejust, dials really do mean almost everything, and a black dial is a very rare and elusive dial. I've only owned one before in 28 months, so that says a lot. I've been buying Datejust for over 2 years, and I've only come across one other one. I've come across a few more, but they're not for sale because people who buy them know they're going to keep them because they're that rare. They don't want to part with them. So this is a pleasure. I'll show you guys. Beautiful, beautiful watch. It's got this. It's a matte finish, so it almost comes off as a charcoal, but it's really beautiful. Jubilee bracelet and all. This watch and another rare Rolex will be for sale on Thursday on this week's Lug to Lug. And the other watch that we're listing on Lug to Lug is a white. So we're listing black and white. Once again, if you understand the Rolex, vintage world, these dial colors mean a hell of a lot. They're not just little variations. These are very coveted. So we're listing two kind of king or grail Datejusts on Thursday. I'm very, very excited. Beautiful. Can't wait to do it. Anna did a great job while you were fishing. Oh, it's great. Anna did a great job while you were fishing. Thank you. Thank you, Kyle. Yeah. Anna did do a great job. I was away in Florida. I went to the Keys for 2 weeks, the past 2 weeks, and it was awesome. Really enjoyed it. But Anna held down the fort back at T&H headquarters. We recorded all of our content, up front, and we listed watches and everything. But I was really, really excited to see the success of our company, even when I'm not there micromanaging. We have an amazing company, small company, only 3 people. But damn, do we do very, very well for our size. It's really impressive. Who wants to talk about Gucci? I love Gucci. I'm a huge fan of Gucci. I would buy a Gucci leather biker jacket in 2 seconds if they weren't $6,000. I think they're really cool. I love Gucci loafers. I love a lot of things that Gucci, produces. It's very expensive, so I don't buy it, but I really, really do admire it. But Gucci makes watches sometimes too. And some of them are really bad. And let's talk about the most recent Gucci model here. It's the Gucci B. So it's a 45 millimeter watch with a textile dial, which they're doing in different styles. One is most famous is this B. A Blog to Watch did a review on it, and they gave this really bizarrely positive review of this Gucci watch, and they were so obviously paid for it. I mean, I cannot imagine how Ariel Adams got that watch and said anything else but, okay guys, this isn't for us, but I'm reviewing it because it's good for SEO, but it's that's what I would have done. But he gave this really weirdly positive review about I would wear it and it's not for everyone, but it's definitely serves a purpose. No, it doesn't. It's a piece of shit. And it's $1,350, which is an insult. Not only are you selling this, kind of quartz 45 millimeter, watch, which I have personal objections to the size, but for $1,350, get the out of here. That to me is so ridiculous. Yeah, I have an old Gucci from the 80s and you love it. I mean, who else has an old Gucci? The Wolf has one from Pulp Fiction. He wore a Gucci watch, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, there's nothing wrong with owning a Gucci watch by any means, but this model to me was just so uninventive. Here's what I think Gucci should be. I think Gucci should be like the Italian equivalent, and not in how many they're producing or how seriously they're taking it, but stylistically and in execution, they should be the Italian Cartier. And why do I think that? Because Gucci is not a watchmaker, just in many ways as Cartier isn't a watchmaker. They've made some wonderful watches, but Cartier is foremost a designer. That's what Cartier is. And we jumped into this a lot on last week's collection review, or collection review coming out on Wednesday here for you guys, and last Wednesday for you guys. We're doing Instagram Live. So, we jumped into that a lot on a collection review, but it's the truth. Cartier, has produced in-house movements. They have been, commendable and all that kinds of things. But still, their core is an elegant design, and probably the leaders in historically, elegant watch design. So to me, I would love to see Gucci be a little bit more of maybe an edgy, manufacturer and designer of watches that they could, outsource. And I'd be fine if they did with Etta Movements. I would be totally fine if they made, really interesting, really well designed and conceptualized watches, with Etta Movements, or if they really want to take it very seriously, maybe with a culture movement or a Piaget movement, and God knows how far you could go with it. But be Gucci. I have no problem with having a design, even if I don't like it. That's fine. But I want you to have an identity, and I want you to take it seriously. And since I'm such a big fan of Gucci, I would love to see them really excel in that. So Gucci, you missed 45 millimeters quartz movement, $1,400. I think you kind of it up, and that's improper. I don't even like the watch and design, but I won't even go there. But conceptually, you blew it. But I really do wish you the best for the future. I really do think that Gucci has the potential to be a top designer of watches, and kind of in a new way, because all the old guards, they're all there, but steal market share, have some fun, steal from Baume Mercier. Steal from Longines. You can kill them. Just work at it, Why were you banned from the Urban Gentry watch club? Really? Yeah, I'll address that. I didn't even know I was banned. So Urban Gentry is a watch channel on YouTube. If you know about Theo and Harris, you probably know about the Urban Gentry. They have many more followers than we do. They're started by a guy, TGV, and I know TGV fairly well. I don't know him that well, but I know him fairly well. I've hung out with him, 2 or 3 times and recorded videos with a gentleman named Federico, who was on Federico Talks Watches, and they're starting a new company. TGV has been basically a 1 or 2 person company for a long time, and now that they're trying to expand, I think they're it all up, But that's just my opinion. I think it's funny that TGV has built this company, right? Basically, and smiling because I'm going there. TGV has built this company around these principles, right? Like they're kind of a little annoying and cliche. It's funny, but it's true, and I really admire it. Like honor, loyalty, respect, and all that. It kind of sounds like a college, but it's true. So I think that if his company had a demise, I would have been much more sympathetic if it was for other reasons than your catchphrase. I think that if his company started going downhill because of I don't know, literally just other reasons apart from the breaking of that that poster boy honor, loyalty, respect thing, it would be fine. You say, oh, okay, he's made some bad business decisions, and you move on. But I think that the people that he's brought onto his team, they're jokesters, and it's just true. And it's going, woo, it's just true. So what are you gonna do? I was banned from the Facebook page. It is what it is. I haven't been approached. I have not gotten a response, or I wasn't even alerted by them that I was banned. But who cares? Literally, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. To me, it's not the group that matters. It's the people that run the group that matter. It's a lot of the watch geeks like you guys who mean so much to me, from both because of you've helped build my company, and second, even if I didn't have Theo and Harris, because we share a common interest. So to me, it's about the watch fam, and since I'm able to communicate with the watch fam via Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and email every single day, please put the links to all these things below. I don't need an external Facebook group for somebody else. So no, I'm not heartbroken. I just think that it's pathetic that an otherwise good company that's run by a really, to my knowledge, I don't know everything, but run by a really good guy is probably going to be up by people who've come in, of course with permission, but still, and it's a great warning for me, someone who's approached very frequently to take on partners, or to take on investors, or to take on people who can bring you something and help you go somewhere. It's a great warning to show that you only realize how bad of a decision that was until the papers are already signed, and that's it's sad, So thank you, Urban Gentry, for reminding me, for helping me make another business decision that will far probably surpass theirs. But all right, let's get back into the questions. So we're gonna jump into fake watches. We'll jump into fake watches really quick, and then we're probably gonna go ahead and sign off. We made a video today for you guys and last Monday for you guys on the Theo and Harris YouTube channel. Anna, please put the link below. It was about fake watches, and the video's title was "Stop Buying Fake Watches," because I genuinely think people should stop buying fake watches. And I'm not going to outline my points now again, because I did that in a 6-minute video literally today. So I won't do that. So if you want to watch the video, please go over to YouTube and watch our segment, our YouTube segment. It was very, very good. Not to pat myself on the back, but to kind of revisit some of the concerns here and some of the ridicule that we've gotten. People felt after watching that video, even though I made it very clear that I don't feel this way, very, very clear, and like verbatim, I said these words. People felt that I had an elitist kind of air about me when I ridiculed fake watches, and it's not only are you wrong, I think it's ridiculous, and to me it just shows how little people listen or are able to understand a concept. I have no problem if someone cannot afford a $100 watch at all. Do I care? I come from a long line of taxi cab drivers and janitors, that could not afford a $100 watch. My grandfather paid off an LED Wittenauer for over a year. How much could an LED Wittenauer have cost? You know what I'm trying to say? So it's certainly not that I have this air of elitism that, if you can't afford a real Rolex, you can't own anything. That's ridiculous. I don't feel that way at all. How I do feel is if you have $50 or you have 100, you have 25, you spend it well. And I don't view fake watches as a good way to spend that money. I view it as a shitty way to spend that money. So I gave some other alternatives, like a Swatch System 51. Retailer probably around 160. Get one for about $100 on eBay, which is a little bit risky, but take a shot. You can get a Timex Weekender, which is not a brilliant watch. It's not a feat of horology, but I think that it's a well-designed watch by an American company with serious heritage that is priced appropriately. How do you beat that? There's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, I really did take exception to the accusations, which were just so stupid, that I can't recognize, or I'm so elitist that the idea of someone not being able to afford thousands of dollars in a watch, that means that they shouldn't own a watch. It's ridiculous. So for those of you who commented that, you're an asshole, and and that's just wanted to explain myself for everybody else, just in case anyone was on the fence, how they felt about my remarks, just to clear that up. Great content. Could we get Anna's state of the collection? Great question. Anna only has one watch. Anna has a Universal Genève pull router in gold that is a beautiful watch. It's got this black speckled dial. Please show a photo of it. Anna, show a photo of your own watch. It's a beautiful, beautiful watch. There's at the moment, Anna's not buying any other watches. I think that one because Anna also has a Timex, but one because watches are expensive, and it's hard to invest a lot of money into watches if you don't have a lot of money. Anna's a college student, but more so, Anna has hundreds of watches at her disposal at all times. Anna could text me, hey, can you crack open the safe? I want to wear, a day date. And I'll just say, yeah, of course, here's your watch. Like, enjoy it, So no, Anna does not have a lot of watches, but I think that it is important that we understand what we can afford sometimes and understand the resources we have at our fingertips. Is 15 and being a watch geek too young? No, of course not. It's a great question, because I think that I feel like when you're 15, I know a couple of 15-year-olds that are into watches. When you're 15, anything you're into, I feel like you almost trivialize yourself because you're 15, right? And I think that when I was 15 and I was interested in something, I almost didn't want to tell people because I didn't want them to monitor it and then make fun of me when I got over it. Even though I knew I wasn't going to get over something. I got into watches around 15. I'm 21 now, and I haven't gotten over that. But I remember when I first got into watches, I didn't want to tell people. I didn't want to say, like, oh, I'm a watch geek, because I said, oh, well, maybe I'm only 15. Maybe I don't have a big attention span. Maybe I'll be over it in a year. But no, if you're a 15-year-old watch geek, start now. Really get into it. We'll work, save money, buy watches, read watch content, make friends in the industry. You'll never regret that. You'll never regret that, because if you don't want the friends anymore, stop answering their emails. But if you don't have the connections, you don't have the friends, you don't have the knowledge, you can't you just don't have it. You don't have to use the knowledge, but you want to have it. I feel like that's kind of how I feel. All right, guys, that was awesome. I absolutely love doing Ask Teen-H Live. YouTube, thank you so much for watching. It was my absolute pleasure. Please check in to the Theo and Harris Watch channel on Monday for this week's rant. I don't know what we're jumping into, but it's going to be awesome. And then Tuesday for In the Middle, Wednesday for Collection Review, Thursday for Lug to Lug, Friday for Liquor Run, and next Saturday for another Ask Teen-H Live. Woo! We are back. Thank you guys so much for watching. Adios.